G'day, hope you guys are all having a good one. Today's video I'm going to be covering devlog number 2 for my prototype 3, which used to be called Mallory Curse, and maybe changed to something else that seems a bit more fitting for where we're effectively trying to go. For anybody who hasn't watched one of these before, hi, I'm Toby. This is just a devlog. This is primarily personally for myself. I make these, so, you know, if it doesn't interest you, that's all fair beans, but, you know, you're here, you clicked on the video, so assuming you are interested. Yeah, this is a devlog made by 7 developers, 3 coders, 4 artists, and yeah, so we're working on a horror game, and the prompt that we were given was 3 colors. We've sort of, you know, jimmied around the 3 colors to grayscale. But, yeah, I think there are some aspects that the 3 colors is helping us with, like, texture-wise, you know, we got some pretty decent texture artists, but, you can kind of, and I'm going pretty ham with these textures, bear in mind, but, it is allowing a bit more of a cleaner, I guess, style, you know, nothing's looking out of place or anything like that. Especially from past projects if we're using stuff from them. But yeah, at the moment we're just trying to get something playable, right? We've got some decent progress in some regards. The game's not playable per se. When I mean that, like, you can press play and you can run around in the game and do yada yada things, but there's no, like, progression, there's no nothing in the game. We can't interact, we can't do nothing like that, so getting those aspects and, you know, there's something that we can send to testers is, I guess, our key focus at the moment. So what we've been working on is, what we've really done, I guess, is we've got a guy that we're going to be able to talk to. Ruben's been rigging him up pretty well. Torch model. I've done all objective props that are required per se, and we've got level 1s mostly set in. I see one of my group mates is here. But yeah, we can see a bunch of these sorts of things here that needs to be done. So at the moment I'm mostly working on set dressing, and we've got a bunch of ship related things that we've been working on, so fuses, antenna, microphones, key cards, keys. I need to get I'm going to be making like a Morse code thingamabob at some point, for 2 reasons. I mean, 1, it works with set dressing, but also 2, we're working on a couple of things as artists are that can create ambient noise and stuff like that, because we had a chat with the teachers and that was some feedback that we were given. Adding aspects that can create like ambient stuff. So right now I'm working on an engine for the engine room. We've just done level 1, which is the biggest room in all fairness thus far, and so I'm going to be adding some, maybe I'm planning a couple things. I got a couple of things in mind. Like, I want to see if I can like animate some moving parts if possible. I might be able to use like tiling textures and animating the tiled textures. I have some plans for that, so I don't know, we'll have to see where all that ends up going. If possible, we can get it going pretty good too. Green means done, textured, everything. You know, this yellow means effectively it's either mostly done or it's at least been started. This generally means at least models are generally done, but still got a UV texture and whatnot. But I've been working on a bunch of models here. I don't think I've shown really any. What do we got? So what I was working on last, I think I may have shown this last devlog. I got some container boxes going. Now we are like desaturating all this, so a lot of the cool details here kind of get shafted. But what else do we got? Done a fuse box. Now, you know, there are some occasions where I'm putting like these. I wish I could, you know, put a bit more work. I'd like these to be like semi-transparent would be cool, plastic, but you know, it's just not going to work too well. We got a bunch of post-processing stuff on top, as well as one, we don't know how the post-processor works with it. Two, it's not going to look good. So cool for like a personal thing, but we are definitely working, you know, stuff. So we're doing things being quite grungy. Actually, ironically, this is not that grungy though. I probably should have grunged it up a bit, but oh well. Got like a dirt material or something would be cool. I can always change it if I ever want to. Antenna is pretty good. I don't like how white it is. I might need to change that because it might be too late. Because we're working grayscale, we're desaturating things. Anything that's like 0.5 up can start looking a little crazy. I don't need to show a keycard. There's probably some interesting stuff. I'll see if I can. I got it. Here's something funny. This fish texture. I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to spend like a whole day working on a fish, so I just made the most boring fish. I mean, it works, right? It's kind of funny. I worked on a couple communication machines. These were some more like bigger projects. Maybe spent about 2.5 hours on getting these up and running. UV'd and whatnot. So pretty good. Pretty fitting. All the same colors really, because you're just looking for those like the brightness shades really. Container isn't too important. Door's pretty cool. I can show the door. Boom. When it loads, this one's also got a heap of layers on. It's almost... Hold on, I gotta check my assets. This, ironically, is actually different, as we can see here. I must have not saved or something. I don't know what happened. But as we can see, these are just pure rust. Whereas, texture-wise, which I believe... Oh man, this viewer thing is bugging. Yeah, so we can see there. This is different. This is actually the way that I want it to look. So I don't know what happened. I must have like not saved or something. I don't know. Oh well, it's not like I need it back, but thought that was a bit odd. But yeah, I can show off the game. We have made some progress. We got some really cool features. Here's our spook I showed last devlog. We're doing a bunch of changes, so we're getting like we actually added some like materials onto it. So some creepy ass material. So it's all done by world space, so it actually like moves and everything, which is kind of weird. Yeah, and I'll show you guys the actual level. So we've started getting around the level. Level 1 is like base-wise is done. It needs a lot of work, but the base of it is working. I believe actually we're getting this guy to look at you. Yeah, so Ruben's mostly got that. So he looks at you and stuff. There's something wrong with the roughness. Because he is awfully shiny. He's got a massive belly there as well. This was made in a different project, so... This is our level. It's quite big, as you can see. Getting a heap of stuff going on. So it's going to be quite dark, because I think the ambient light is been played with. There is noise, but it's quite quiet, so I'm not too sure if you guys can hear it. Ugh. But yeah, there we go. We got some flickering lights going on. We're playing around with these, but this is really cool. Functionally, we've been, guy Chris has been working really hard on all this enemy AI and whatnot. So he's had like the tendrils like stick onto things and these lights flicker. Yeah, there's a bit of functionality that we're going to be changing around here with it all, but it's looking pretty cool. It is quite dark though, so you guys may struggle to see this. So he's relatively smart. Like he knows your rough. I'm just going to turn up the. What is it? MB. L. If I change this to 3 temporarily, 3 is like our testing brightness, just so we can actually see where we're going. But something like that 1 works really well. So got a heap of stuff going. He starts off over there. So bear in mind, this is lighter than it normally would be. The doors are in. Comm machines. We got a temporarily just sitting on the toilet with temp colors and whatnot blocked off. This is going to be the engine room, so I'm working on some engines right now. And this is going to be pretty cool because there'll be like we're testing some like engine humming and whatnot. Got some shelving. Oh, apparently can't get around to there. That's something we might want to play with. It's coming together pretty well. We're starting to get some assets in some of these rooms. We may end up scrapping some of these rooms. Like if we're not using them, you know, it's hit or miss whether we want to keep them or not. At the end, this is our like fish bay and whatnot. So we got a bunch of. I made these pretty cool fishing crate things, and it's the crates with like the fish in there and stuff like that, which comes out pretty good. So I think showing off sort of closer to what we were working with. That was just so I could actually see where I'm going a little bit, but this one is closer to what like the colors we're going to be looking with. So it gets quite dark. You will be able to see a lot of these things because you have like a torch and whatnot. I believe T was for torch, but I don't think it's like fully in. So you're going to see it's quite dark. But I don't know. The fact that we're using grayscale is making a lot of things a lot better. I think the key thing that we need to figure out is we're playing around a lot with lighting. Lighting is going to be a pretty key thing. Obviously we've only got a couple lights, and the lights would need to be like, there's no point like showing a bunch of lights in at the moment because we're getting that light flickering still tested in. So getting those, we need the blueprint, of course, and the blueprint working, and then we can kind of see where we want. We don't want like, we want still decent performance and stuff. So we've done a couple changes like performance wise. Actually some major ones. I think we're on like screen space. Oops, not plugins. I always end up clicking plugins. I think we're on like screen space right now. But showing on like Lumen, which is where we were before. Poor performance. Oh my god, sorry, I sneezed. Oh. It's poor performance. You get some interesting changes. Some things change. Did I change this? Did I change it? Yeah, I did change it. So it's not too much different. You get more reflections, but like the performance is a lot worse. And stuff like that. And some of the lighting is just a little bit hard. It doesn't work as well. So we found that screen space is kind of just, I mean, for most of these things, we've been, at the end of the day, utilizing screen space for the most part. just feels a lot more moody and stuff like that. And the performance is better because we're using lots of like metallic and low roughness materials as well. And by having metallic and low roughness materials, you are running into it has to cast more rays, I believe. So with casting more rays, more performance degradation and stuff. So we're getting a bunch of stuff in though, and hopefully it's all going to run pretty good. Unreal, unfortunately, we've been using Unreal for like all of these projects, and Unreal's not the greatest when it comes to performance. Unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff that Epic needs to do before Unreal, or at least Unreal by default. I think you can potentially make some Unreal games run all right. There's been ones in the past, definitely, but I think as of 5.0, there's a massive hitch on performance. Especially, like, they're really pushing Lumen, and Lumen looks great, by all means, but it's, like, horrible. It's got so many downsides to it. And it's, like, unless you're, like, a full-on studio that knows a lot about it, you're putting in a lot of research and into stuff that's arguably not going to be worth it when utilizing Lumen. Because otherwise, it's so easy for that performance to just start tanking. Even on like pretty decent computers. My computer's good, so I don't believe I'm going to be running into too many issues, but I got like a 4080 and stuff like that, so that's screen space at like easy 120. I mean, if I go like T.max FPS, what's the wrong way? I don't know, I could just go like 300. That's so at the moment I'm getting like the big changes, but around 180 to 200. Shoving on like Lumen will probably drop it by a good bit. And I have a very good PC. Yeah, we're going down to like 140, 130s. So, and that's like pretty performant wise. Once we start adding like more lighting and stuff like that, torches, it drops a heap. So, is it worth dropping 40 frames? And bear in mind, this is 140 with like a 4080 7950X, 30 gigabytes of RAM, 32, sorry, all running. This is like pretty much one of the top-ish PCs you can build at the moment. Only running 140 FPS and, a reduced window size, right? We're in the set, native 1440p and whatnot with everything. That's when things start taking more hits. And so if I'm barely hitting that, then I don't know. It's stuff like that where it's just like, maybe we just stick with the safer bet where, I can hit like over 200 and then everyone else can hit, 120 ish FPS. 140 if we're lucky. Bit of thing, because we always got to cap our FPS a little bit lower, because I don't know if you guys have seen this, but you'll see a bunch of Unreal Engine games, people like, oh, this is like a crypto mining and stuff like that. No, it's just because Unreal is just horrible management and just keeps using your GPU and everything until it's like effectively maxed out and everything just goes all your fans. So it's a bit of a pain, okay? And I honestly feel for other Unreal devs in that regard. But I don't know. This one's coming together pretty good. Probably would have been better actually using Unity for this one, but we had most things set up for Unreal anyway, so oh wow. That's, in my opinion, anything like stylized with like post-processing and stuff like that, just use Unity. You can do it in Unreal, but if you're doing like stylized related things in the first place, why would you want Unreal when effectively everything Unreal goes for is trying to make things realistic while running real time for the most part? So oh well, one of those things. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's coming together pretty well. We really want to body out all these things, start adding some lore, start adding some functionality into these things. We're getting a lot of work at the moment on audio, as audio is a pretty big thing. Myself and one of our other team members, Rumi, are working on set dressing and stuff like that. Well, not so much the set dressing, but adding the assets for set dressing and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's coming together pretty good. I'm kind of digging it. I can see this being like a really good game. We've gotten some really good feedback from our teachers, like positive feedback. So ideally by next Wednesday, we have a working game to an extent. We sort of desperately need it because next week is our second to last week in general. We end on, I think, the 15th or something around there of November, with today being the 31st. So, yeah, we are running out of time. We've spent a week on this, and we got a bit to show for it, but we're still like a long way away. So us artists, this is something consistent. Us artists have been pumping things out, and we've been, you know, pretty much mostly assets done a good bit ahead. But you know, we've got, you know, Chris has been absolutely doing amazing with the AI, and the AI is looking great. But just gotta hopefully get other aspects, because we need pickups, we need stuff like this, stuff that we've done before. We just need other aspects to, like, I don't know. So some of the stuff, like spending a week adding, or over a week almost, adding an inventory system just is like pain when we've done those sorts of things before. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it all gets done, but we just cannot be spending that long working on things. It shouldn't be more than like a day or two. Like an enemy AI, of course it's going to take a long time. You know, picking up items shouldn't take more than like a day. You know, these sorts of things that we're going to be adding. You know, reading notes shouldn't take more than a day. We've done that before. That should be really quick. We could almost copy and paste most of that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully it's good to what, I don't know, hopefully it's been entertaining. A lot of stuff that needs doing, but you know, this is a pretty big shift and stuff like that. We're still utilizing a lot of assets from our last one, but you know, a lot of stuff here that may be interesting. I don't know, I make these videos for like a couple of reasons, so I don't know, hopefully you like it. But it's great when we need to go back to like where were we, you know, a week prior and stuff like that. That's where these videos come really helpful to us, so we've got to do a bunch of writing up for those sorts of things. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, have a good one, and we'll catch you guys next time. See you later, bye bye.